Sometimes we have calculations that include addition and subtraction, multiplication and division, all combined in all sorts of different ways. When we have these types of mixed calculations, we need to make sure and use the order of operations. When you do this, you need to make sure and round at each step, and then use the appropriate rounding rule for each step. In this example, I have 2.13 grams plus 4.101 grams, all in parentheses, divided by 7.8 milliliters. First, I'm going to take care of the parentheses. I need to add my 2.13 grams and my 4.101 grams, and I get 6.231 grams off my calculator. Now I need to round that value for significant figures. Since the initial value had 2 decimal places, so it went to the hundredths. This value goes to the thousandths. I'm going to make sure and round to the least decimal places. So that's the hundredths. That's where I get my 6.23. It's rounded to the hundredths place. Now I need to do my multiplication or division. In this case it's division, so 6.23 divided by 7.8. When I put that in the calculator, I get this rather long value of 0.79871, so on, grams per milliliter. Once I round that to 2 significant figures, because I have 3 in the top value, 2 in the bottom value, multiplication and division, we go with the least significant figures, so I need to round to 2 significant figures. I don't start counting the significant figures till I get to a value that's not 0. So I count this 7, this 9. The 9 is going to be my last place that I'm going to keep. The next value is 8, which is more than 5, so I'm going to round that up. When I round the 9 up, I'm going to round it to 10. That gives me 0.80 grams per milliliter. Here's another similar example. I have 5.25 grams plus 6.352 grams in parentheses, all over, in parentheses, 22.56 milliliters minus 13.21 milliliters. So first, I need to get rid of my parentheses. So I add my top values, subtract the bottom values. Gives me 11.602 grams divided by 9.35 milliliters. I need to round. So I round the top value for significant figures. I have 2 places after decimal, so tenths, hundredths on the first value. I have tenths, hundredths, and thousandths on the second value, so I'm going to round to the hundredths place, because it's the least decimal places. That gives me 11.60 grams. On the bottom, I have tenths, hundredths, tenths, hundredths. They both go to the hundredths place, so my final answer also needs to be the hundredths place for this step. Now I do my multiplication or division step. In this case it's division, so 11.60 divided by 9.35. Get this rather long value for my grams per milliliter. And I need to round it based on the multiplication and division rules, which is significant figures again. So this value, 11.60, has 4 significant figures. 9.35 has 3 significant figures. So I need to round my final answer to 3 significant figures. 1.240, and so on. The 0 is my first drop digit. It's less than 5, so my 4 stays at 4. And I get 1.24 grams per milliliter for my final answer.